Hey everyone, it's Coach Logan. It's going to be a quick video on my current nutrition, but also as a way to lose weight, gain weight in more of an adjusting type of way. So let me explain the process in which I try to calculate my basal metabolic rate or my resting heart or resting metabolic rate, and then my energy expenditure, and then I adapt based off of that. For those of you that are trying to lose weight or gain weight, it can be kind of cumbersome to try to calculate and figure out how much of a deficit you need to be in. So this is a one way to do it. You can set yourself to a total amount of calories that you eat every single day, or you can adjust based off of your energy expenditure. No wrong answers here. It's whatever is easiest for you, requires less mental energy. So for me, what I like to do is walk a lot and eat a lot. So in that combination, still sticking into a caloric deficit, this is the plan that I came up with for myself. If we look at this plan, I'm assuming, let's assume I'm 200 pounds. I'm a little bit more, but let's assume I'm 200 pounds. In this example, you do 200 pounds times 11, and then this is my total daily calorie need at baseline. This is all approximation. None of this is exact. But what you do is figure out where you can start, and then you make adjustments along the way. For that 2,200 calories, that will be my baseline of how much food I need to just kind of survive throughout the day based off of how much I move, how active I am. This is going to be a 1,000 calorie deficit. For the 1,000 calorie deficit, that would allow for me to lose about 2 pounds per week, which is about 1% of my body weight, which the research kind of shows that's about the high end in which you want to try to lose weight, especially if you're getting more towards that lean side. This variable will kind of adjust as I need to based off of three things: activity, total calorie intake, and then as well as my weight. So using those factors, if the scale weight is showing I'm losing too quickly, then I know I can adjust this to maybe increase the calories so I'm not losing as fast. If it's not losing as quick as I thought, then I can adjust it from there. And then using the energy expenditure, which I use a proxy for that with steps. So figuring out how much I'm actually walking gives me an idea of how many calories I'm actually burning, which is a better understanding for me as a whole. So for calculating that total amount of energy expenditure using the steps as a proxy, one of the easiest things you can do is just take half your body weight, and then however much half your body weight is, that's how many calories you're going to burn per mile that you walk. So half a calorie per 1 pound of body weight times miles walked. Example here, 200-pound person, me-ish, going to burn 100 calories per mile I walk. Once I have that information calculated, I would set the energy deficit that I want to be in. So it's 1,000 calories. So based off my 2,200, I am now at 1,200 calories. From there, I will get an additional 100 calories per mile that I walk. I like to gamify it. I don't look at this as I have to work out to eat more food. I look at it as I'm going to work out as much as my body wants to and allow or move throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, I have the ability to eat up to this amount of food. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to eat up to 2,200 calories if I get to 10 miles walk that day. If I'm getting 8 miles of energy, I'm eating 2,000 calories, up to 2,000 calories. So it's never to that amount, it's up to that amount. So for another example, let's say this person is 150 pounds, general person. Their total calories, if they were trying to lose, let's say, a pound a week, would be a 3,500 calorie deficit, so 500 calories. So what that example looks like. There, adjusted that down into frame. So what that example looks like for a 150-pound person who burns 75 calories per mile and they wanted to lose 1 pound per week, they would start off at that about 150 times 11 mark, which gives them about 1,650, just a rough approximation to kind of get them in their total daily energy expenditure. Minus 500 calories would be that deficit that would lose that 1 pound per week. Then you're down to 1165 calories. So if that person did no activity, didn't do any walking, any steps, they would have to eat approximately that, in this theory, 1,165 calories per day. Then we get an additional, let's say they're going to walk 6 miles a day, which is about 1,200 steps or so, 1,300 if you got shorter legs, or 13,000 if you have shorter legs. So they're walking that 6 miles, that's about 450 calories burned for a total of 1,615 calories that person would be consuming daily in order to lose that weight. And this is a variable they can adjust, or they can kind of stick with it. If they know that that's how much they move throughout the day, that's fine to just keep it. So these are examples of adjusting to what your energy expenditure is. So there might be days for myself or this 150-pound person in these days that they hardly walk at all. To stay on track, or at least be within the ballpark of what they want their caloric deficit to be, then they eat within that parameter set of 1200 plus 100, or the 1165 plus the 75 calories per mile that they would do that day. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight, understanding that there are many other ways to set up a caloric deficit. This can also be set to be in a caloric surplus. So instead of being at 2,200 calories minus 1,000 to be in that deficit, maybe you're at 2,200 calories plus 200 to be in that light caloric surplus. And then you calculate the miles you need to eat to make sure that you're not under eating because you're trying to gain weight at a steady rate. So just one thing that allows for day-to-day adjustments based off your miles. You'll kind of have to fine tune it and play with yourself, phrasing, and see what works best for you. All right, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. This stuff is fun for me, but it can be a little much, but definitely ask the questions. If there's any clarification that needs to go on in the comments, I'll be in there. So until next time.